Trudeau announces Canadian delegation for King Charles's coronation. 24newsread.blogspot.com's coverage of the coronation of King Charles will be available across all platforms on May 6 starting at 4 a.m. Eastern Time on 24newsread.blogspot.com TV, 24newsread.blogspot.com News Network, 24newsread.blogspot.com Radio, and streaming on 24newsread.blogspot.com Gem, 24newsread.blogspot.com News Explore, and 24newsread.blogspot.com Listen.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.
Explore, and 24newsread.blogspot.com Listen. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced Wednesday the names that will make up the Canadian contingent travelling with him and Governor-General Mary Simon to King Charles's coronation on Saturday. Trudeau also announced in a press release that the government will establish a coronation medals program to honour 30,000 Canadians who have made significant contributions to the country, a province, territory, region, or community or have achieved something abroad that brings credit to Canada. The medal program comes after the Liberal government came in for criticism from some monarchists after it decided to forego a Platinum Jubilee medal last year to mark the Queen's 70th year on the throne. It was the first such time a Jubilee medal had not been awarded in Canada. The hand-picked Canadian contingent for the coronation reflects the King's interests. There's a focus on people with ties to science, youth issues, Indigenous affairs, the military and the fight against climate change. The Canadian guest list includes astronaut Jeremy Hansen, who will also serve as the country's flag bearer for the event.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.
The Canadian guest list includes astronaut Jeremy Hansen, who will also serve as the country's flag bearer for the event. Hansen will travel to the moon next year as part of the Artemis II mission. He'll be joined in the delegation by another Canadian astronaut, Jennifer Sidey-Gibbons. Indigenous leaders will also be on hand for the King's Big Day, including Assembly of First Nations National Chief Roseanne Archibald, Inuit Tapiriit Kanatami President Nathan Obed and Cassidy Caron, the President of the Métis National Council. Canada's delegation will include several young leaders, Sarah Majhiro of the Prime Minister's Youth Council, Christina Cowett, the CEO of the Young Diplomats of Canada, Rebecca Raphael, founder of Halifax Helpers, French-Canadian Youth Federation President Marguerite Tolgiesi, and Mariam Tsagayi, winner of the Global Science Competition Breakthrough Junior Challenge. Also attending will be celebrated Canadian historian Margaret Macmillan, an Order of Merit recipient and a Companion of the Order of Canada, and Leslie Arthur Palmer, a Cross of Valor recipient and a Canadian Coast Guard member who famously rescued fishermen stranded by a winter storm. A contingent of 45 Canadian Armed Forces members will take part in a military parade, which will be held in London following the King's coronation service at Westminster Abbey. That contingent will include 16 members of the Canadian Army, 11 members of the Royal Canadian Navy, 11 members of the Royal Canadian Air Force, 6 members of Canadian Special Operations Forces Command and 1 naval cadet from the Royal Military College of Canada. The Prime Minister's office said the military personnel chosen for the event have been selected on the basis of personal merit and represent the best of those who serve in uniform today. They will march with members of the military from other Commonwealth countries. Last week, the King attended a ceremony with the Mounties at Windsor Castle, where he accepted the honorary position of RCMP Commissioner-in-Chief and was presented with a ceremonial RCMP sword. The Mounties, dressed in red serge, will be riding horses the RCMP gave to the late Queen Elizabeth, as well as Noble, a stunning black mare who was formally given to the King at last week's event. Charles is expected to ride Noble during the trooping of the colour, continuing the tradition of the sovereign riding RCMP horses to inspect the troops on the sovereign's birthday. Charles currently rides the RCMP horse George, who is headed for retirement. To acknowledge the monarch's unique relationship with the National Police Force, 5 RCMP musical ride members will participate in the coronation procession from Westminster Abbey to Buckingham Palace ahead of the King and Camilla, the Queen Consort. Charles currently rides the RCMP horse George, who is headed for retirement. To acknowledge the monarch's unique relationship with the National Police Force, 5 RCMP musical ride members will participate in the coronation procession from Westminster Abbey to Buckingham Palace ahead of the King and Camilla, the Queen Consort. Camilla, the Queen Consort.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.